Okay, just setting the tone of the interview right. I'm not in a very happy state of mind right now, and I'll tell you why. So I get up in the morning, and my 6-year-old daughter comes and says that she likes Shah Rukh Khan more than her whole own father. So that's the problem that we're going to have today with this interview. That's what she does. Is that surprising that, you know, fathers could be actually not getting the same importance as you do?
See, I think it's just the novelty of, I think daughters will find like their fathers. My daughter says the same thing. My daughter says she likes you more than she likes me. I have the same problem here.
Okay, let's come down to the device that you're here to launch, the E7, very anticipated, huge hype, huge buzz. For Nokia, a very, very important device. What did you think of it?
Well, you know, they very sweetly gave it to me about 6 weeks back. It took me a little while to get used to all the stuff that it carries. It has a lot of stuff. It has lots and lots of stuff. I don't even think if I've discovered all of it as yet. I spend a lot of time on it because I'm a communicator fan. And I say this to Shiv, I say this to everyone in Nokia. And I was in Malaysia and I saw a lot of people using it. I think it's already launched there. Right. I saw a lot of people using it and with a lot of love. But I personally was thinking that it won't be able to be the new age communicator, because it's too sleek. You know, it doesn't have the chunky feel.
Brick.
Yeah, it isn't the brick. I like that feeling. But having worked on it, and I'm not a touchscreen guy, I like it to be on the keyboard. Okay. So I thought the keyboard is a little different. But working on it 2-3 days, I am quite hooked onto it. And I think, though I still have got my communicator with me.
Really? The original brick?
The original
really?
one. That I'll keep in the museum. I love that phone. I think it's, you know, my wife tells me you could put 4 wheels on it and drive around also after some time.
It's big enough that the whole family will fit, right?
And the best part about it was that you don't lose it. But this also, actually, now I've realized that you don't lose. It's sleeker, it's smarter, it's sexier. It's so cool that a lot of daughters may not like their fathers and like me and the phone. But I think, yes, I am becoming a bit of a turnaround and moving on to the E7 from the communicator. I've been using it for 4 weeks now, so I've gotten very used to it.
Okay, you know, the other thing that has been coming about, especially in India and, you know, across the world, perception of people with Nokia. I mean, at one time, undisputed kings of the mobile phone market. They're taking a slight bit of a beating right now. As a brand ambassador, as somebody that has been with them for a while now, what do you think? I mean, is this a problem now for Nokia? Or is this something that they'll easily overcome? Because it's pretty much equal to what happens with many companies and even with many careers. So is this a situation you think that Nokia is in which can be a problem?
See, when you are a leader, like you said, it really is the leaders in telephones and phone devices. And now they call themselves Nokia devices, you know, because it no longer is just a phone. And, you know, the speed with which communication and the devices used for communication are moving. Obviously, there is going to be a set of newcomers who will come in, dazzle you with the newness. But I think what goes behind Nokia, and I truly believe that because, I mean, it'll be strange for me to compare myself, but I think, you know, when you're working for such a sustained period of time, the ideology is never about impressing people. The ideology is giving quality. You know, when I do a film or I now try to do some kind of work, the whole reason is that can I make you smile? Can I get you to have what all you need? Can I make sure that I say thank you to you for using me? And emotionally, I feel it is a company, which I truly believe in terms of devices. I've used all kind of phones initially when they came out. I think there is no more user-friendly telephone or a communicating device in the world. And this I say, you know, you can be dazzled by some. The newness of certain things will obviously invoke interest. But I think at the end of it all, the sustenance of Nokia is going to be that every time it comes out with a device, it's more than a device, it's saying thank you.
I've had so many people on this show, and undisputed king again in terms of the techie of the industry is you. It's unbelievable that I've never got an answer other than Shah Rukh Khan whenever I've asked a question. Who's the techiest? So you are, and that's pretty obvious about the way, you know, you just spoke about a lot of passion for technology, which is now missing. People are more with the razzle-dazzle rather than the passion for it. But what kind of a techie are you? Are you the kind that rushes out and buys the next big thing every single time? Do you analyze and then bring in something? So
I see your program now and gauge a few things, yes. You know, whenever you are on these exhibition halls and all, I chance upon it. And then I pay attention to what you're saying, one. The second part is I'm a little conventional techie. That when people tell me this is good stuff, I stick to good stuff and let it pay out. And I'm more of a techie in the world of films. So, you know, I was once, I had dinner with Mr. Will Smith, and he had come over home and we were chatting, and I said, you know, how do you plan your career? How do you guys do it in Hollywood? You know, we guys work like this. And he said, you know, I work with, every year what I do is I do 2 films. One film, I'm the superstar. And the second film, I work with a co-actor who is a bigger superstar than me. So I'm like, how do you find a bigger superstar than you? So he says, technology. It's the VFX, it's the special effects. there is no bigger superstar than technology. So I truly understand that aspect, that you need to have cinema at certain periods of time in our country also, whether it's the Christmas or whether it's the Diwali, where the technology part of it is comparable to the world. Otherwise, I think we will be left behind.
As we were about to start with this interview, I threw out something on Twitter saying I'm about to have a chat with Shah Rukh Khan, and there's that obvious one that I'm sure you already know is coming. I have about 3,000 people who've already put in a question, and all of them have the same question. Where is Shah Rukh Khan on Twitter? Why only when his movies are released? Is that true? Why aren't you there? 8 to 10 lakh people following you, all missing you a lot. So they've all asked me to put you on the spot and say, if you can actually tweet out either right after the interview or right in the middle of it on television, and would you please?
No, I would 100% tweet after the interview, because you're saying, I'll tell you the reason. I'm socially inept. I don't know how to have relationships. I have issues. I don't know how to deal with people. And I was sitting one night, and Karan said, you know, Bhai, I'm on Twitter. Why don't you also go on Twitter? So I just wrote, I'm SRK, I think, and I made an account. And I got so many, you know, suddenly in a couple of minutes, I started feeling very responsible that there are people who are calling out to me. So I continued doing it. I was talking very personal stuff. I was giving out pictures of my children. I was saying things which I really felt at the end of the day or morning. I'm not a regular. A lot of people didn't believe I was doing it myself, but I would like to say a saying. I taught something to my son, my daughter, my wife. I would just put a picture on, and I would feel really happy that I am dealing one-on-one with people. And then suddenly, nameless and faceless people started asking me the same questions. And I said, it's taken me 20 years to put faces and names to them, and I can deal with it. But it became nameless and faceless, and everybody found an agenda into what I'm saying. For example, one of them being, oh, he only comes on Twitter to promote his film. With all due respect and love to everyone, 8 or 10 lakh of them, 8 or 10 lakh don't make a film hit.
Yeah, because I think one of the things we all noticed about was, again, the same thing you said. Very honest, almost incredibly, brutally honest is what you were.
Yeah,
very,
I was very honest.
And that's what we really miss, and that's, I think, out of maybe the 8,99,000, maybe those 10 or 15 people.
I know, they put me off, and I can't block them. I don't like blocking anyone because it's their life. But yeah, okay, I'll come on. My film is still 6 months to release, so the fact that I'm on Twitter does not mean I'm promoting a film.
Absolutely. Thank you. Fantastic launch, and fantastic to meet you out here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm very, very happy to be on this show. I love your show. And I think it's absolutely marvelous. And I'd like to say this single-handedly. You have really, really developed a show like this. And I'm very proud of it because I'm a techie. And I really look forward to it as good as any international show on technology that can be. And I say this with a lot of love, and I've always wanted to say this to you.
Thank you so much.